What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the box office for this weekend, which included Final Destination and Hurry Up Tomorrow as the two kind of new release films. But let's talk about Final Destination. So last week, I made a prediction on what I thought Final Destination Bloodlines would open to. So my personal projection for this, I think, is going to be about 51.6. I don't know if it's going to get to 60. I think that's almost like too much, but it also had the second most viewed horror trailer of all time, only behind It in 2017, which opened to 123 million. 51.6 million. That's what I said. 51.6 million a week ago, and it opened to 51.6 million on the dot, like right there at $51.6 million and $106. So cut me some slack for that $106. It's like 9 people. With ticket prices say it's like 9 people. All right, so relax, just 9 people. But basically, right on the money, 51.6 million, which is a fantastic opening for Final Destination Bloodlines. It is easily, by far, the biggest opening in the franchise, beating out the fourth movie, which I believe did $27 million. In its opening weekend. And so it absolutely destroyed all of the expectations that were set for it. It was like tracking for 35 million, 40 million, and then through the weekend it just kept going up to now 51.6 million, which is just an incredible opening for this film and the kind of film that it is, being an R-rated film. And when I say R-rated, I mean R-rated, like very R-rated. But for this kind of film to do that, I mean, it made more than Sinners did on its opening weekend. So that's just fantastic. And on top of the great box office, the word of mouth for this thing is amazing. Me and my dad went and saw it. We loved the film. We said it was our favorite Final Destination movie. We've got a whole ranking of all the Final Destination movies and our Final Destination Bloodlines review on the channel if you want to check those out. But yeah, just an great opening, great word of mouth, great cinema score. It got a B+ cinema score, and that's great for a horror film, all right? That's really, really good for a horror film. But on the flip side, there's another film that came out this weekend called Hurry Up Tomorrow, starring The Weeknd, that did not do so well at all. In fact, it bombed historically with $3.3 million on its opening weekend, which is just horrific. I mean, this is just terrible. And what doesn't help Hurry Up Tomorrow like at all is its Rotten Tomatoes score, which the last time I checked stands at about 14% or something like that from the critics, and like 65% or something like that from the audience. I think maybe it's hit 70 by now. But yeah, I mean, just an awful opening, awful Rotten Tomatoes score. 0 word of mouth, so this thing is going to bomb this weekend and bomb next weekend, and it's probably going to be out of theaters very, very soon. Alright, so let's head on over to the top 10, where we have Final Destination Bloodlines, obviously at number 1 with $51.6 million and $106. Come on. 51.6 million. And at number 2, we have Thunderbolts with 16.6 million, down 49%. It's a decent hold for Thunderbolts. It's nothing great. It's just overall, Thunderbolts is not doing very well right now. Definitely on Marvel standards. I mean, the film right below it, Sinners, which made 15.2 million, down 31%. It has made $240 million in its domestic run. Sinners has, and Thunderbolts has only made $155 million. So Sinners is going to outgross Thunderbolts domestically. Now worldwide, Thunderbolts will prevail in that battle because Sinners is not doing very well internationally. But here in the States, Sinners is going to beat Thunderbolts. I mean, I never thought that Sinners would end up beating a Marvel film, but here we are, right? So it shows how like rough it is for Marvel right now, that they can't. I mean, Thunderbolts is a great film. It has a great Rotten Tomatoes score, great word of mouth, and it's still falling behind a completely original film. That just should not happen from Marvel. But number 4, we have a Minecraft movie, which made $5.9 million, down 22%. That film continues to just do really well and make a lot of money. It's up to $416 million domestically in its 7th weekend. Number 5, we have The Accountant 2, which made $4.7 million, down 29%. Number 6, we have Hurry Up Tomorrow. Wow, that's insane. Number 6 for a film that just came out, that's rough. Especially a film that opened in over 2,000 screens. Not even being able to get into the top 5, that's tough. But Hurry Up Tomorrow at number 6 with $3.3 million. Yeah. And then number 7, we have Friendship from A24 with $1.4 million. That expanded a little bit wider. It was on 6 screens, I believe, last weekend, and it had a great $75,000 per theater average, which was the best of the year. It is now expanding wider and still has a very strong $23.3 thousand dollar per theater average, which is still fantastic. It's now in 60 screens. Number 8, we have Clown in a Cornfield, down 63% with $1.3 million. Number 9, Until Dawn with $811,000, down 58%. And then number 10, we have The Amateur with $724,000, down 38%. So that is your top 10. Now it is time to talk about next weekend. Alright, so next weekend is going to be a massive weekend at the box office. We have 2 huge films coming into the marketplace at the same time with Lilo and Stitch, the live-action Disney remake, and Mission Impossible 8. Both look to do huge business over the Memorial Day weekend. You have the whole 4-day weekend now with Memorial Day. And right now, I think that Mission Impossible is currently tracking to open for the 3-day. It's going to open probably between 65 and 70 million. That's where the projections are. And for Lilo and Stitch, the projections are more around, I believe, 120 to 140 on the 3-day. On the 4-day, they're going to be even bigger. So I think these are all 3-day projections. My projections are going to be for the 3-day, not the 4-day. But I will kind of give an estimation of what I think the 4-day could look like for both films. So for the 3-day for Mission Impossible 8, I'm going to say that it opens on the 3-day, again 3-day, to 71.7 million. I think it gets to 70, I think because it's the final movie, people are going to run out to see this thing. All the fans over the years are going to run out to see it because it is the final film. Now, the reviews for Mission Impossible 8, it currently stands at 81% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is far below what the previous film, Dead Reckoning, was at. I believe Dead Reckoning was at 96%. This is at 81%. So the reviews are definitely not as strong for Mission Impossible 8 as the previous one, but I don't think that's going to matter that much, especially on opening weekend. Maybe it's legs-wise, it might affect it down the line, but I think opening weekend, I don't think that Rotten Tomatoes score is going to affect it too much. I think as long as it stays above 80, then I think we're just fine. And I think we'll see what the audience score is, and we'll see how that goes. But I think for opening weekend, I don't think it's going to matter. I think people are going to go see it no matter what, and we'll see how the audience likes it. And depending on how the audience likes it, that'll tell us where it'll end up in the weekends to come. But the other film coming out, Lilo and Stitch, I think this thing is going to be way bigger than anybody thinks it will. I think that we're talking about a 3-day weekend on the level of Barbie. And that's kind of what this is, right? It's kind of like another Barbenheimer-esque thing, right? Where, what is it, Mission Stitch or Lilo Impossible? Which one are we going with? Isn't it the bigger movie first, so it would be Lilo Impossible? What do you guys think? I like Mission Stitch. But with Lilo and Stitch, I think that you're probably looking at an opening weekend of like 163 million. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say 163 million. I'm thinking like right there with that Barbie Minecraft. Similar right there. Now, if it does do $163 million on its 3-day weekend, that definitely opens the doors for it having a $200 million plus 4-day weekend, which would be insane, and that's just an astronomical number if it can hit that. But I think if it does 163 on the 3-day, then I think it has a very good shot at getting to 200 on the 4-day. So we'll see where it ends up. It could overperform. I honestly think it could. I really do. I think it could overperform. I think it could hit 170 possibly on the 3-day. If it does that, it's definitely getting to 200 on the 4-day. So, if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and comment down below what you think the openings for Mission Impossible and Lilo and Stitch are going to be, and I will see you guys next time.